Let's begin.
For this tutorial, we're going to try and create a new orchestral arrangement of our own. For starters, I'm going to be using the string sustain that comes in Symphobia. Symphobia is a library made by Project Sam that's very powerful. Let's start with some basic chords. Let's just drag these out, make them legato so that they're all touching, and we'll drag them a bit so that each chord is overlapping the next one. And now to make these chords a little more interesting, let's add this. Okay, we can make these better later. Next thing I want to show you is this Oriental strings instrument. These Oriental strings are amazing in terms of the portamento that they offer you. I've made 2 layers of them, and we're going to put one on the left and one on the right. We're going to drag these chords down here. We're going to use all the bottom notes for one, all the top notes for the other. Should sound like this. Now, why it's important to make 2 of these is because portamento makes it a monophonic instrument, meaning that you can only play one note at the same time. So now we have some chords, some string chords, and we have these Oriental portamento chords being played over it. And next, we're going to introduce some staccato strings. It's going to give us all our movement. Let's take a look at the instrument that we're using. This is also by Project Sam. This is in the Orchestral Essentials, called the Full Orchestra Action. What's great about this instrument is depending on the octave that you're playing in, it's going to give you the full orchestra, meaning that on the bottom, it might even give you some bass drums. I think you get like a low piano. And on the top, you're going to get your horns, you're going to get your strings. We can play the chord, but we're going to do it in a rhythmic way. Add some variation, we'll add some velocity variation, and duplicate that. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, wrong chord. Doing the F minor first. Now, we're going to create the B flat minor chord. And we want to create D flat major chord. It's often best to try to change the notes in between the chords at least as possible to make them feel like they're flowing into one another. So as opposed to going all the way up here and creating the D flat major chord up there, we can create the D flat major chord here. Then we go down to the E flat. Then to F minor, then we go to the D flat major, and finally to the C major. So we can copy what we've done over here for the time being. And now we've got a rhythmic staccato string section that's following our sustained string chords. Now, we're going to take these and duplicate it here. These are the staccato strings that come with Contact's factory library. They're staccato strings, they're just strings. They don't have the horns like this action library does, and they're a little more mellow. Let's take this volume automation. We're going to make these staccato strings rise up slowly. Next, let's add a little bit of flavor. Let's make a lead sort of sound. In this case, I'm going to be using the duduk. This comes also from the Ethno World Library. A duduk is a woodwind that's expressive, it has a lot of vibrato. Let's try to create a top melody using this duduk. All right, we lost a little bit of the last note there. I'm just gonna raise the velocity. And one interesting thing about this instrument, you have to use the CC64 in order to get a real glide effect out of it. So we're gonna take the CC64, raise it here. Next, we're going to take the oriental strings that we played with before, but let's turn them into more of a lead. Need to put down an octave. See what that sounds like? Now we want to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in a lower octave. Now we want to make sure everything connects. I think that's really how you get the best out of this instrument. Okay, let's see what that sounds like. Now we have a flute here. This instrument comes from Project Sam's Symphobia 2. It's a legato ensemble. It has a flute and violins. So when we play it, we're getting a legato sound of both flutes and violins. We're going to try to create a run, then get the turning point halfway through. So we know that the note that we want to end up on is the G. So here we're going to add a G. We're just going to do a run, meaning we are going to go down the scale. And we're going to need some volume automation. Might be a little bit heavy-handed. That's okay. And we can just extend that note so it soars. Okay, what do we have next? This is the Caval. This comes from Ethnadio. Ethnadio is an amazing resource for ethnic sounding flutes, ethnic sounding strings. They have Ethnadio Breath of Anatolia. They also have the Ethnadio Strings of Anatolia. Here with this flute, I think we're just going to try to follow the melody. I messed up at the end there. Yeah, let's take that to the F. Let's maybe take it all up. Okay. Could even do maybe a little just bend. Some dissonance, but I like it. Let's just do some volume automation so that it rises. Next, I prepared the sitar. Now the sitar that I'm going to use comes from Nexus. Nexus actually has a very synthetic but powerful sounding sitar. Sitar is an amazing instrument. It's a signature of India, of course. But you really need at least the support of something synthetic in order for a sitar to have the weight that you're going for quite often. Now in this case, we probably do something simple, maybe just sort of a roll into the first chord. Okay, let's try something like this. Okay. Maybe we could do another accent with the sitar. Something like that. Yeah, we'll do that a little earlier. We'll bring that a little bit earlier. Around there. It's often helpful, given that most of these instruments have relaxed timing, to make sure nothing is too perfectly on the grid if it has a percussive sound, like the sitar does. Now let's give a listen to what we created. Not so bad. Good luck on all your own orchestral creations, and all the best.